We're back here at Hickory and Spice for another episode of Bikes and Brews.
And we're part of RedMonkey.
Yeah.
And I'm Carl.
I'm Ryan.
Spelled wrong.
Yep, still.
With an O-N. Still spelled wrong.
I've filed for that to be solved, and it has not.
I think you should.
Okay.
I think you should. A lot of confusion there.
Yeah.
So, we're back at Hickory and Spice.
Yep.
And
Still
awesome. Still great food. And you can check out more of their stuff. Their Instagram handle is at Hickory and, spelled A-N-D, not R-Y-O-N.
correct.
Hickory and Spice. Okay.
Is there a C-A or an R or an L in
There's
that?
no
either?
K.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. There's no O-S. Okay.
Good. All right, so are you gonna lead me down the primrose path on whatever the hell this beer is you've got
I like
today?
the way you segued into that. Delirium Tremens. So I'm going to give you a little bit of precursor to this beer. Pink Elephant, I'm all about this. This is the Delirium Tremens. This is a Belgian beer, and this is going to be one of my, you know what, I'm not going to preface you on this year. I'm just going to give you, an unadulterated start into this without any preconceptions.
All right, I'm optimistic on this one.
The only thing is it's a higher alcohol.
Darn.
That's a good point. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your point of view.
Yeah, no, I'm optimistic. I like the elephant.
And we are drinking these in tall glasses. This is usually just giving you a little bit of heads up, HR. This is supposed to be drank in a small tulip glass because you're supposed to just sip it.
I see. I won't write you up for that.
Okay. Let's crack this bad boy. Mmm.
Oh, something's pouring faster.
Just kidding.
Look at Ryan. Oh, that's interesting. So careful.
Well, I'm waiting.
Good things come to those who wait.
That's a good point. Okay, I'll give you that. Okay.
That's what we call peas.
Yeah.
Should have that checked out.
You should hold it for me.
Any more than 3 shakes and you're playing with it. Wow, you damn near have to chew that. That is thick.
Wow. Oh,
It's,
it's like a forearm thick. Okay.
it's beer.
Higher in alcohol?
Is
Which-
is that where the thickness comes from?
Yes, I think that's your translation for thickness. Okay, take a guess. How high in alcohol? We just had a beer in a couple episodes ago, whatever, that was like 4.5% alcohol. What do you think this is without looking at the can?
6,
Keep going.
7.
I'm going to tell you what the first number is, and it's my favorite number. It's the only number I know.
8.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so before Carl,
Snowman,
Not
by
that
the way.
guy.
Snowman, by the way.
yeah, I was gonna say before you say it, this is gonna be an 8 too.
Okay. Well, no. This is. I'm going to make an exception for this beer. It's not going to be an 8, but it is 8.5%
On today's episode, Carl
alcohol.
learns
Another
a new
number. Another number. We did touch on the side of the can. This is 8.5. So the cat's out of the bag. This is one of my favorite beers by far. It has a lot of interesting notes. It's a little spicy. It's complex. Kicks you in the butt a little bit. I like that. It's tasty though.
Oh, it's beer.
It's there. Here's a Belgian beer. Belgian beers have unusual and different tasting kinds of yeast.
I'd say most of the Belgians I've met
Are yeasty.
unusual, and yeasty. Much like the beers of similar ilk.
That's good. That's good.
That's beer.
Okay. Rating system 1 in 10. Let's hear it. Now, taking into account it's higher in alcohol, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, and that's a tall can.
Great. I think we're still at a 6.
Oh!
I mean, well, okay, wait.
It's an HR swing at this guy.
Wait a minute. You can't punch me. I'll write you up.
Says nobody. Said nobody ever.
I'll give it an extra point for the elephant.
Okay.
Oh.
This would be one of my favorite T-shirts if they made one. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'll have to get one.
Check the internet. They've got lots of things on there. that
I'm
you
gonna
may
go
enjoy.
the double-digit territory.
Ooh. Wow.
I think I'm gonna give this a 10.
What?
Does a 10 really exist?
I think a 10 exists right in this glass.
Wow.
Out of a can?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is our first.
It's a 10 in a can.
You know what? The bottle, and maybe that'll put it in. Okay, I'll give this a 9.5 because I enjoy it even more in the bottle. The bottle is frosted with this off-white paint on it, which just makes it really nice. Okay, anyway,
Artsy.
perfect beer. Nothing better.
It's beer.
Let's move on.
It's like thicker beer.
So today we're going to be talking about group riding etiquette for road.
Yes.
I think that's an important topic. I think the next step when you first get a bike and you enjoy it and you go out there and ride, maybe ride with a friend or two, you want to start pushing your Olympics because
Push the Olympics?
push the Olympics.
Yeah.
I have so many jokes I could go with this.
Please do.
Okay. Anyways, there's certain things to know. Obviously, it's from a technical point. There's things to know about a group ride, but the biggest thing is just having etiquette. It can be intimidating. I understand that about going on a group ride with a lot of people. You don't really know what's going on.
It can be overwhelming.
It can be overwhelming.
Yep. A lot going on.
It tends to be much faster than what you're used to.
Of course.
Because there's a lot more drafting and you're saving a lot of energy when you're sitting in and things like that. So you have the potential to go much faster
And
on a
further.
group ride for a much longer time. But that opens up a lot of possibilities because of the drafting thing and you're riding so close. It opens up a lot of issues.
Yeah, there's an element of danger.
So
you wanna go ahead and keep yourself safe. Watch your front wheel.
super, super important. First thing you do though, show up at a group ride, make sure you're there on time. You don't want to be rushing and holding people up.
And
most of the time people aren't going to wait for you in the first place.
And am I on time?
You can show up in a Mercedes, a diesel Mercedes, every time.
belching smoke.
You're belching smoke and
Exactly.
be pissed because people aren't waiting for you.
But it is a feature because you can see them coming from a while out.
That's a good point. And then you're like, we're out of here
Yes.
on the dot.
You know when, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so would I be on time if I haul ass slide in to the parking space, and as right at the 6:15, the group ride's gonna roll, and I'm unloading?
Little snack right there.
I'm on time, right?
Yes.
Good.
You're right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's a courtesy to everybody. You want to not elevate the stress and everything. That's a minor incident. You just roll out. Don't do anything erratic. So once you start settling into the group, you're going to notice people are going to find the rhythm of the group ride. And it has a natural pace that's going to go, usually driven by the guys up front or gals up front, whoever it is.
Yep.
They're taking what's called taking a pull on the front. That means they're in the wind, they're doing most of the work, and people are sitting on their wheel to get the best draft.
Yep.
That is good for a pacing standpoint, but it opens up a lot of issues.
Okay.
So the etiquette is you want to stay nice and smooth, especially on the front. So there's two parts of this equation.
Okay.
The guy on the front, gal on the front, whoever's taking the pull, their responsibility is to, if you find yourself up front, point out hazards on the road.
Sure.
I mean, there's potholes, there's debris, things like that. When you're drafting, you're usually close enough to get the benefits of the draft, but
Sure.
you can't see as much. So you want to make sure you're not doing anything too squirrely.
Okay. So you're talking about being careful when you're braking. You're not doing anything erratic.
Because anything that happens towards the front
Or
is going
erotic.
to has a domino effect towards the back, that kind of thing. So pointing things out, doing all kinds of, stop signs coming up, tell people that things are coming up. Kind of like track racing where you don't want anything to happen suddenly or quickly.
I feel like if you're used to track racing, you probably know group riding.
I'm just trying to give it an analogy that might be understand, but I guess if you're not doing group rides, you're not doing track rides. Yeah. But the point is, you don't want to do anything erratic.
Yeah.
nothing, no hard braking, no surging, accelerating. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, but the general rule is, especially within the pack, you don't want to surge.
All right, so what if I got a flat?
Okay, so now we're into the ride.
Yep.
And there's a certain amount. Let's talk about hand signals first before. I'm not going to miss on that topic. So guys in the back or whoever's in the back of the ride aren't going to be able to see as much. They're not going to see potholes, things like that. So there's this natural hand gesture for signaling.
Is that
you actually point?
Is that the third finger?
Oh, it could be.
Okay.
I've heard about that.
Okay.
That's not HR approved though. Okay.
I won't tell anybody.
Okay.
Good.
Point out potholes, point debris. If there's cones in the road, there's construction sites, things like that. By the time it gets to the 20th person back, they might not have seen it. They're having a conversation. Who knows? But we need to let people know because they're not seeing the much, as the person on the front.
Okay. And
So,
what about stoplights? We get to a stoplight, whole group's rolling, light turns yellow. What are we doing?
it's the responsibility of the person in the front. If they can't predict that everybody's going to get through the light, stop, make sure that everybody is safe, because you don't want people that feel like they're going to get dropped.
Got it. So you don't want to split the group up.
You don't want to split the group up. Now, there's different kinds of group rides, and this especially is going to be overwhelming to people that are new. There's what's called a non-drop ride, and there is a dropped ride.
Yeah.
The more aggressive ones that are public, are maybe hosted by something. It's an understanding that it's going to go at whatever pace is kind of happening, and if you get dropped or get a mechanical or whatever, you're kind of on your own.
Okay.
So everybody's expected to carry their own tools, their own
But that's
things.
communicated ahead of time, right?
Yeah, you should do a little bit of your homework. You should do your
know what you're
getting
signing up
into.
for.
Know what you're signing up for. Every group ride's going to have a different pace, a natural feel to it.
Okay.
Some of them are faster, some of them are slower, some of them are more, casual, some of them are more competitive. Most shops know what's going on with the
Okay.
local, the local scene, the local rides. So that if you're not sure, you could probably check with them.
Got it.
So
Cool.
anyway, so you were touching on. Lost you there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just enthralled by all this new information to me.
Yes.
I'm being
Yes.
educated.
So part of drafting and everything like that is like you want to be aware, you want to be hyper focused. Don't wear, earbuds where you can't hear and things like that. You're kind of setting
You want to
an
be aware of
example.
your surroundings.
Yeah, take care of everybody else around you. Don't half wheel. When we talk about half wheel, what does that mean?
Oh, overlapping your front wheel to the rear wheel. So that way, if
The
suddenly
person in front of you.
the person in front of you has to hook a turn to avoid a pothole or something that maybe somebody didn't point out, you're going down.
And what's worse is not only are you going down in a group ride,
You're gonna
chances
take other
are
people with
you're
you.
taking everybody behind you down with them because everybody's riding that close.
Yeah.
Another thing is stay in control at all times, so don't do anything too squirrely, and that means
Nasco?
oh, there's a guy called Nasco.
Interesting, yeah.
interesting.
I've heard of
things like that.
some
Just
activities.
call it a hunch. I've heard things. I don't know though. Call it.
We don't know if that'll ever catch
Yeah.
on.
Anyways. Oh, cheers. We never did a cheers.
Oh, where are our manners?
I know. Anyways. So, swerving, that's part of the erratic equation, that kind of thing.
So you might want to be sober for this activity.
And while I was touching on the whole, yes, you want to show up clear-headed, no earbuds. Also,
hungover.
not hungover. That's a good tip. That's a really good tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Depending
applicable
upon-
for many parts of your life.
Yeah, totally.
Divorce
Both hands on the hood. Have your fingers on the brakes, kind of thing. Like be at the ready. Now, what I'm talking about that is like you don't want to be in what a lot of people do is the aero bars. That's
Got
a
it.
no-no. There's a reason why the pros don't use aero bars. Everybody knows being in the aero bars, you're more efficient, you're more, slippery in the wind and everything.
You don't have brakes.
But you lose control.
Yeah, you don't have
Not only are you squirrely, like you're kind of doing this. Your hands are out here for a reason.
How'd that go again? I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What does that look like?
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. Two
Anyways.
fists. Wow. That's rough.
HR problem.
Yeah. No. What you do off the clock is up to you.
I understand people, they ride the bike they have.
Yeah.
A lot of times they may have clip-on bars and everything.
Keep the
Do
GT
not
bike, though.
get in the aero bars on a group ride. I'll just say it again. There's a reason why. And
Carl will yell at you.
yeah, triathletes, I'm going to just say this right now,
Don't pee
are
on your bike.
notorious. Yeah, don't pee on your bike. You saw where I was going with that. Yeah, but yeah, the aero bars when you're drafting off somebody is a bad idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So stay safe. If you have aero bars, use them at a different time. Group ride's not the time for it.
Yeah, your no draft triathlon, ideal for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Local group ride, not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
How do you feel about e-bikes on group rides?
So that is a really common issue these days, and it's unavoidable because I mean the whole world's changing, and you get a lot more e-bikes out there. And
It's a brave new world.
It's a brave new world. I like that. There is etiquette for that too, because you're mixing in with people that are on traditional bikes.
Yeah, of course.
And the thing is, that you do have more power. That's the bottom line.
Sure.
So there's an etiquette to that of not abusing that power.
Yeah, so you wouldn't want to perhaps go off the front, lead a pseudo breakaway into a roundabout where people
or
are
bridging a breakaway. and
almost
things.
hit by
I mean, we're
cars.
getting in the weeds on kind of technical stuff with like racing and competitive group rides. You don't want to really break up the
Know your audience.
competitiveness of these kind of rides. They're there for a reason. I mean, it's one thing if you have experience on a bike like that, or with regular bikes, and you hop on an e-bike. You just kind of want to settle in and not really, or pace at the front that people are comfortable with. I mean, you don't really want to piss off a big group where you're not invited back, and that's the whole
Yeah.
point, or be dangerous. Yeah.
especially if you're a local shop owner.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
That would be
Yeah, you're exclusive
That.
like distributor for certain brands that nobody else can get.
perhaps Italian brands.
Maybe. I've heard that could happen, but
If your shop was named after
yell
however,
at people,
however many hubs a
when
bicycle
you're
has,
surging and things like that. Yeah.
I would just
I mean, I just call it a hunch. That's not a good idea.
that would be atrocious.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, if that person were with an eye, that would be a write-up from HR.
Yeah, I know. It would be an alright up, or when there's a breakaway, two guys go off the front, and you drag the whole group and bridge up to them with an e-bike.
Or if you towed them through a stoplight and you got to be hit by a car.
Yes.
That would be
Yes.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other things
good
we could
that
touch
never
on.
happened.
Yeah, that's never happened.
No.
I've never heard of that.
No.
Yeah, okay. So we probably should wrap this one up. What do you
Yeah,
think? Is there any other things?
I think we covered all the bases.
Yeah.
You're still wrong on this beer.
No, I'm absolutely right.
That's fine. I respect that
Thank
you're
you.
wrong.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a right to your opinion. We all have opinions.
You're the opposite of right. So
Yep.
we'll conclude and
Yeah.
we're
Thanks
gonna
for
sign off on that one.
Thanks for joining us for another Bikes and Brews with his unsettling thumbs up. We'll end on that.